technology.
Oh, it's been a big change, yeah. We used to sit around the radio in the evening and listen to the radio, and it was pretty exciting. Her dad had one of the first radios in her hometown. People would come from all around to listen on the radio. Yeah.
Because things were moving so fast, you know. Our technology in this country has just gone sky high.
It's left us behind, to tell the
Yeah,
truth.
yeah.
Mama has an iPad, and she can
I text my grandchildren. I
Yeah.
was in there texting and playing on my iPad.
That's about as far as it went. I've got a computer upstairs, but it's got Windows XP on it, not the new Windows. Yeah.
So we don't like to use it much, but we do when we have to.
You guys don't think about how it was before the internet was there. I saw the internet and the browsers and things like that being built right in front of my eyes. I mean, we didn't have, when we started, like I was saying, communication was very difficult. I mean, I would call home once every 6 months. Now it's easy to send email to everybody, and so I've been through that whole process of the technology sort of making communication better, making your access to information much easier. So all of that has made a tremendous impact.
This one's maybe more amplified because I'm in kind of the sort of a technology area, and as a kid, as a high school student, in fact, let me think, even in I guess it was in high school when we first had a computer, and it may sound funny to say our school had one computer. You guys take it for granted that there are computers all over now, but back then, only a couple of schools had them, and they had one computer, which was like a cabinet in one little, room of the school, and no one had computers. I mean, no one had cell phones. I mean, this was before all that stuff, and I thought it was kind of cool, and it was a new experience for me in high school, and the thing is that they were still even very expensive. I'm not sure how we're doing for time, but they were very expensive, and my family couldn't afford a computer at all, and I think my high school years, the Apple II was out, and that was like $3,000 for an Apple II, and there was no way I could afford anything over much more than $100 or $200. And at the time, I found this mail order one in a science magazine that was like $200, and I saved up with and chipped in with one of my brothers to order this computer mail order, and it was a little box like this, and it had like a chiclet keyboard, and I hooked it up to a tape recorder, which is not unlike your camcorder, and then it had another cord that hooked up to to our TV set, which all we had was a black and white TV. So let's say going back even further, we take it for granted that every house has multiple TVs in it. Back when I was a kid, and even up to high school, we couldn't afford a color TV. We had a little black and white 12-inch, and some families on the block had them, but not everybody. So it's kind of like, hey, does your family have a TV?
Creation of the internet. I specifically remember that because when I first heard of it, my friends and I were thinking, what's this World Wide Web? What's WWW? And the term surfing the internet was kind of this joke that was passed around, so it was, when it first started, I didn't think it was as big as it is now. Kind of like the start of Facebook. My friend, who's very social, has 5 million friends, told me to join Facebook, and I had no idea what it was, and I said, okay, it's another one of her social gimmicky things, sure, I'll join it. And now it's totally part of my life. It's probably not, now I hear it's not the in thing now, it's the Twitter or whatever. But yeah, now it's the way I connect with friends and family. So the start of the internet kind of grew into this thing that just engulfs our lives. I mean, it's totally part of our lives, and I'm very, very excited to kind of see the birth of that, be in the generation to see the birth of that.
Always on our phones. We can't stop being on social media. We can't stop watching TV. We can't, like get outside and play sports anymore. And I don't know. I think the advancements are both beneficial and also kind of take away from certain experiences. I myself try not to be too attached to my phone or my computer or my specific accounts, and really try to get out there and explore different things and experience them on my own. I think that social media is very helpful. I know that even on like Facebook and stuff like that, there are news reports on the side, so it like does help the youth get a little more educated. I don't know if it helps them become more interested in those kind of events and stories, but it's definitely there. And I think it's also really accessible to find this kind of information if you are, because of the internet and just all the kinds of sources that we can use and access to find different topics and different world events and stuff like that. I think to some extent technology is harmful. I mean, people get obsessed and get overly attached, but I feel like that could be for anything. Yeah, I would just say like increase in use of technology also just is a concern because of NSA and just like spying on individuals by the government. So, I mean, it's secure for civilians, or they're doing it to protect us, but it's also an invasion of privacy, which raises other political concerns or controversies. But generally, I would say I support technological advancements because it betters the nation. It helps the economy. It helps society as a whole. Without technological advancements, we would be stagnant. We wouldn't move. We wouldn't advance.